But I want to do something with you and create a safe scene. If you've done this already, you'll be familiar with this from my work. This past year and a half, the past 20 years have been a huge lesson to us about creating safety. And if we can't get it done externally or politically, one thing we can do is make ourselves safe internally. So what I'd like for you to do for a moment is to close your eyes and take yourself to a beautiful place in nature. It can be real or imaginary. Beach, mountains, lake, ocean, forest, garden, park, butterfly garden, might be your backyard, might be your favorite place you visited in nature where you vacation. But take a moment to picture that place in your mind's eye. And as you're picturing that, what's your favorite color in that image? Is there a favorite color or colors? So what I'd like for you to do is breathe that color through your whole body from your head down. You can do a waterfall of color. People, particularly with chronic pain, like to do waterfalls. So we can do a beautiful waterfall of that color flowing from your head down. If you're like me and sometimes you're in your head too much, it might be nice to go from your feet up like a fountain. Or you can do the Buddhist, Tibetan, Kabbalistic technique of breathing in the color, ruach in Hebrew, breath, wind, spirit. Breathe in the color into your body and let it fill your whole system. And we'll talk a little bit more about breath work. One thing we know is that as a resting rate, normally we do about 12 breaths a minute. So after 5 minutes, you've done 60 breaths. According to the latest studies on linguistics with children, if a child hears a word 50 to 52 times, it imprints in the subconscious mind. It goes into the 95% to reprogram it. So if we breathe, the color, the feeling, the sound, every fragment of a hologram contains the whole thing. So the color, the feeling from your safe scene, all those senses bring you right back there. If you breathe that through your body for 5 minutes, 60 repetitions, it's now permanent in your subconscious. And when you need to relax, calm yourself down, if you breathe that color once, twice, it'll activate the hologram that's already established. And you go back to your safe scene and you'll feel calmer. You'll feel safe. So let's breathe. That's your homework assignment for the next few days. 5 minutes a day. Breathe your safe scene color. Feeling might be an animal, could be a person, could be an angel. Have several people, given the state of trauma on Earth right now, some of their safe places are off planet. We have space stations, we have other planets, we have moons, we have all kinds of things. So in the clouds, you can be very creative. I have a sort of a separate safe place that's off planet. At times, the trauma gets a little dense down here. What's interesting is for color visualization, if you're ever in an airplane and you get up to 30,000 feet, your colors get more vivid. You will see more color and you'll see it more vividly. When you're not down here in the densities and the brain waves and the electronic static, when you get up above it, your colors to your optic centers will come in more vividly. I see bright indigo violets and colors when I hit 30, 35,000 feet in an airplane. So try meditating when you're in a plane, when you're up high. Now, along with that safe scene, there's some additions I've made in recent years. If you have trouble sleeping at night, you're so anxious, so fearful, one thing you may want to do is in your safe scene at the beach, create a beach house. If you're in the woods, create a cabin in the woods. If your own house is safe for you, you can use your house. But particularly if you can create a beach house, a cabin in the woods, it's sort of a magical house too. It may look small, but when you open, it's kind of like a Harry Potter, room. When you open the door, it has unlimited space on the inside. It can have as many rooms as your inner children need. And so if you have trouble sleeping at night, I suggest you create a safe scene. You might want to create a safe house to go with the safe scene. Inside the safe house, you create a safe bedroom with the bed, the kind of furniture. Furniture is important. The color of your wood will probably create safety in the furniture. With all of the blankets and the trappings, stuffed animals, you want your pets with you. You can have your pets in the bedroom, whatever makes you feel safe. So redundant safety, safe house, safe place, safe house, safe bedroom, safe things around you that you can use. And if you breathe the colors from any of those features through your body, your subconscious will go there and reinforce that. That's an ancient Tibetan technique for meditation, focusing. If you start creating and focusing on details of a location or details in nature, once you've imprinted that for 5 minutes, it goes into your subconscious, and that temple in your subconscious can be more real than the anxiety in the 5% conscious mind in your current house. So if you can learn to tap into your resiliency resources in the 95%, part of you can live and remain in your safe, quiet place while the conscious mind, the outer part of you, has to interact with the outer world. So redundant safety mechanisms, use that. Animals, beings, some animal totems, that we use. Things that enhance our safety are very important. So had to start breathing more color, spend more time meditating, make sure my house, my bedroom feels safe for me. It's like the woman checking her doors and windows. I think, Gail Kantz, Angel Gail, she goes by, years ago told me I do this for a living, about 40 years ago, 30 years ago. And I wondered about that. But she says your car, your house represent your body, the vehicle through which you go through life. And so when we think about that, these are all metaphors for our experience, and so we want a safe house. It represents and reflects our body. We want to keep our body safe. Now, as far as being able to work with that, so breathe your safe color for the next few days through your body, 5 minutes, a very simple exercise, because we want to create a force field around our bodies that protects us. But if trauma is still active in the nerve centers, there may be a compromise in your defense system. Your own little pentagon may be compromised still all these years later. And so we really do want your defense system to be operational, fully functioning.